Hello everyone, I am 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗦 and this is your channel for Apex Bitcoin and crypto news. And today I'm going to bring you something a little different. We're actually going to talk about the company Tesla as well as its stock. And this is definitely a company you want to consider adding to your portfolio if you may not already have it. And I understand this is a crypto channel, but I did make a promise to you that I'm going to bring you content that is vital to potentially changing your life. And that's important to me, and I want to make it even more important to you. And remember, I teach by conviction, not by convincing. I hope you feel my passion come across the computer screen with my conviction. When it comes to convincing, that's a bad approach, and that's something I will never do. I always want you to think critically. Remember, this is not financial advice. This is only for educational purposes, but I believe you'll gain a lot from this video. This isn't so much into the numbers. I can do a separate video on that. This is to broaden your horizon on Tesla and how it goes with my saying, peer into the future, look around, either figure out what's better for the world, create it, or get ahead of it. And boy, is Tesla not the epitome of that statement. Without further ado, let's jump in. So here you're looking at the newest Gigafactory that just opened in Nevada. This is north of Las Vegas. I believe it's a little south of Reno. But how amazing. I mean, just look at this place. Massive. The largest one built so far to date is in Austin, Texas. But just to give you a sense of this company, how immense this is and their potential, and we're not even scratching the surface yet. This is going to really be a fun and empowering video. So next, I want to show you the new Cybertruck, which should be going on sale. Well, it's actually on sale. It should be, I believe, delivery is going to be starting to happen in a little under a month. But how futuristic is this looking, right? Some of you may love it, some of you may not. But the whole point of this video is to show you Tesla is something to be reckoned with. They are a very futuristic company. Elon Musk is the epitome of a forward thinker and a genius and a visionary. And it is super important you don't miss that sight. Let me go ahead and show you some of the testing of the Cybertruck. This is it running through water. Here's it tearing up a little bit of mud. And here's the look inside of the Texas Gigafactory. I mean, just look how massive this place is. Largest factory on the planet to date for Tesla in the Gigafactory range. And this is just phenomenal. And here is actually the truck being built by its robots. And the next slide is going to show you a team of people that actually built the first Cybertruck. So how amazing is this? Now, I'm going to teach you an important fact that I personally didn't even know. After doing a ton of research to put this video together, you know, for all those Americans out there, or for anyone who has true red, white, and blue running through their veins, what would you say is the most American car manufacturer to own? To me, what comes to mind would be Ford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, right? You would think Dodge, maybe, you know, Mopar, some of these companies, just, you know, true American icons. But I couldn't be more incorrect. But Tesla is 100% made in America. Every single part of the car is made in America. Ford is 77.5% made in America, which is disappointing when you think about it. GM, 54%? Wow. I mean, this opened my eyes. Was blown away by these statistics, but it is what it is. So that was actually nice to see for those of you who love to support American-made products. And you also need to understand that Tesla has no competition in what they're doing, and they make everything themselves. So when you really think about it, when it comes to these EV cars, they're sitting on top of the pyramid. What I really want you to gain from this video is going to lie in this chart. And I give credit to David Lee, who made this. And this is such a phenomenal chart, and I really need to work hard to drive this point home. So this is an S-curve adoption for Tesla, and what you should truly be looking at in the fact of innovation and why this is a company you may want to consider investing in. Tesla is not a car company. This is where everybody gets confused. And yes, I just showed you the new Cybertruck, and there's actually a new Model T coming out. But when you really zoom out, Tesla is just not a car company. Its EVs just make up a small percentage. This stands for electronic vehicles. FSD and Robotaxi is going to be a huge part that's coming up that may be fully launched next year. They have already started putting protocol out and updating cars, but this is definitely something that is coming soon. And FSD stands for full self-driving, for those of you who may not know. Tesla to me is more of an energy and actually more of an AI robotics company. And a lot of you may not know this, and I'm going to talk about this later in this video, but just remember this slide, refer back to it if you need to. But when you think of Tesla, what do you think of? Cars, right? You see the little Teslas cruising around the roads. I'm telling you right now, Tesla's not even a car company. And imagine how massive they are as a car company. But you got to look at the bigger picture. You really, really have to peer in and see this. Elon Musk was talking about his robotaxi fleet. And I want to read a little bit about this so you understand. So remember, car company, tiny portion. This is the next big step up. To be clear, the robotaxi won't necessarily be a new Tesla model. Instead, Musk's goal is to have as many customer-owned Teslas serving as robotaxis as possible by having them install the company's self-driving software. In the interview, he talked about how the average passenger car is used for just 10 to 12 hours per week, spending most of its time parked at its owner's home or place of work, which makes the value proposition incredibly inefficient. By installing autonomous software, those vehicles could spend that idle time out on the road as part of a ride-hailing network, earning money for both the owner and for Tesla. Now, let's go back to that futuristic vision. Some of you may be seeing this and be like, well, this is crazy. I would never want to do this. This sounds bonkers to me. But you have to understand, there's a lot of people that's going to take advantage of this. Aren't you always trying to find a way to make some extra money? Well, imagine if you had a vehicle that just would literally rent itself out on its own. You don't have to do anything, and it just brings money home for you. Think about what I just said. And again, keep that in the big picture of where I'm going with Tesla and what I'm building here to show you why this is quite a futuristic company and something you may want to consider investing in. And next, I want to share with you how Tesla is getting into the data center business. This is something massive and forward thinking that they need for their company. And this is just going to drive more profit and share their way. Also, they're making their own chips. Now, this is a big deal. Let me scroll up and you can kind of see. They're called Dojo supercomputers. And they're also making their own chips and gigachips. And believe it or not, Tesla, let me get a better picture to show you. So here you can kind of see here, this is the interface of the chip. These chips are 1/6 less expensive and 6 times more powerful than what NVIDIA produces. And in case you don't know, NVIDIA is a huge chip producer. So again, Tesla makes everything themselves. Important to remember. What I'm most excited about for Tesla is the robotics phase, also called Optimus. And this is potentially coming out in 2028, 2029. And when you hear crazy price predictions for Tesla stock, believe it or not, it's not because of the cars. How amazing is that? It's not because of the battery cells. It's not because of the energy company. It's not because of the data company. The robotaxi does have a part of that, but the massive influx is coming from the robotics. And yes, some of you may see this and be a little scared or intimidated, but times are changing and the future is here. And that's why I say peer into the future, right? Either get ahead of it or make it better. And Elon Musk sure is doing that. But this is super exciting to see. I'm astounded by what's coming out soon. I want to show you. So here in my hometown of Las Vegas, Elon Musk also owns the Boring Company. Not like it's boring, oh, I want to go to sleep. No, boring, like you're boring a hole into the earth. And this is super amazing. So the Boring Company creates safe, fast to dig, and low-cost transportation utility and freight tunnels. The mission to solve traffic, enable rapid point-to-point transportation, and transform cities. So why tunnels? To solve the problem of soul-destroying traffic, roads must go 3D, which means either flying cars or tunnels are needed. Unlike flying cars, tunnels are weatherproof, out of sight, and won't fall on your head. Yeah, when I think of this, I think of the Jetsons, right? Remember, George would get in his car and drop off all his kids and his wife and then go to work and land his car, press a button, and it would fold up into a little box. I may be dating myself here, but it's such a cool concept. And I mean, Elon Musk is making this real in my hometown right now. And what I would like to do for you next is I want to play a video of actually what we have here at our convention center and what's being done in Nevada to eventually help with transportation. Because one of the biggest problems with tourists here is trying to get people from hotel to hotel. Traffic's a nightmare on the strip. This is just super unique on what Tesla has done. I'm going to play this video. This is probably about 5 minutes long. If you would like to skip ahead on this part, you're more than welcome to. At the bottom, the time markers are indicated below. But this is a fun little journey so you can see exactly what Tesla is up to and what they've already built. Because unless you live here in Las Vegas, I doubt you know about this. This is so unique and cool. So as you can see, the car is automatic. And again, this is all automatic. There's no driver or anything. It's getting in lane and it's taking off and heading into the tunnel. And this is what his company does. It bores these holes. So if you look closely, you can see all the diagonal lines up and down along the concrete. And it's a massive machine that just, penetrates through this stone. Because here in Nevada, there's no dirt. It's all rock and stone. And what's really neat, look at the RGB lights that he installed on the bottom, on the sides of the tunnel walls. This is just an amazing way to travel and something that we desperately need here. They have a monorail system here, but it doesn't work that well. It doesn't really go far enough. And a lot of people complain because it doesn't connect to every casino. But this is just super futuristic and just another thing that Tesla is doing. Now, as you can see, it's coming out from underground. And again, this is just running the length of the convention center. This was just like a test series built by Elon Musk and his team. You can see there's a portion of the drill bit that cuts through the earth. And it's coming around side. This kind of almost reminds me of like a ride, right? Like a Disney World or something. And here you can kind of get a view of a little bit of Vegas in the background. Here's a better view of the bore device. And it's going to go back underground. And then we're going to actually come out all the way on the other side. And this is it's so futuristic. And I tell you, this, it's just so cool to see this and what he has enveloped and put into place in Las Vegas. But yes, Tesla is definitely a forward-thinking company. It's definitely a company that I feel, in my personal opinion, could add a lot of value to your portfolio. But remember, not financial advice. You always do you. But I want to make it a point to bring you things that can better your life, better your future, and protect you in multiple ways. And I was doing research on this, and some of these cars are going to be traveling in speeds up to 100 miles an hour in these tunnels. Now, this car here, I believe, only gets up to 65 miles an hour because this is more just like an experimental track that they built, just to kind of show like a prototype, if you will. Now, here we're entering the other side of the tunnel. So now we're heading to the opposite wing. But can you imagine 100? I believe what I read was it can even get up to 150 miles an hour. That's unheard of. Can you imagine doing that on the highway? I mean, even if there were professional NASCAR drivers, it would just still be too much danger. But obviously, we know the drivers everywhere are just, it would just be chaos. You couldn't drive that fast. That would be absolute pandemonium. There would just be horrendous accident after accident, and just, yep, that would just unfortunately be setting society backwards. But with Elon Musk's visionary thinking, this is just really something to see. And you can see even the stone walls as they dug through the earth here. Now we're coming on the other side. Here you can see the convention center on the right, and straight ahead is the new Conrad Hilton, which is a beautiful place, also called Resort World for those of you that haven't been here, that just opened. And here you'll see the world-class Encore, and the Wynn is right behind it. And here we're heading back down into the tunnel and coming to the end of our journey. But yes, just back to Tesla and Elon Musk. It's just, there's so much he has going on. He has so many companies. He's even building a robotics company for surgery, and obviously with the car company, which again, as you know now, there's so much more to Tesla. It's not really a car company, even though that's how most of the world sees it. And it's crazy because that's even how the Wall Street analysts see it. And it's not correct. If you truly do your research, just look into it. Don't take my word for it. Look into it yourselves and see what Tesla's actually doing. I mean, look what I'm showing on the screen, right? Yeah, his car is running on this track, but the car didn't dig this hole. The car didn't have the ingenuity to figure this out. The car didn't help Nevada with transportation as far as being underground. This was all done by the Boring Company and the Envision and Sight to do this. And don't forget how amazing this is. There's no engine in these cars, right? Obviously, you couldn't do this with gas or diesel-powered cars because the emissions would obviously kill you, unfortunately. And this is just a little article showing how Elon Musk Tunnel Company has permission to significantly expand its operation under the city of Las Vegas. The company's plan calls for 68 miles of tunnels and 81 stations, served by a fleet of Tesla electric vehicles, each able to carry 3 passengers at a time. So how fun and cool is that? Hopefully that taught you something that maybe you didn't know. Let's talk about potential upside in owning this stock. So obviously, to me, this pairs exceptionally well with owning Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because I'm all about 5, 10x, and even more. And I'm always listening to Tesla's earnings call, and this was talked about by Elon Musk himself in the last one, which was on July 19th. And at the time, the price, Tesla stock price was $292, I believe. And you can clearly see, this is all his exact words. Like, I see, yes, the price could see a path to 10x. But I call it a 5x increase in the value of the company, maybe a 10x. So let's think about that. So to make the math easy, let's say it was $300 at the time, or even today, the making of this video, Tesla's $250. A 10x would be $2,500 per share. And even if we cut that in half, you're still over $1,000 a share. And that is such a sandbagged number, meaning I'm holding it down. I'm much more bullish. You have to understand, for Elon Musk to even be talking this way in an earnings call, and he's not a guy known to blow smoke, especially when he's talking about his company. And this lady here, 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, who's a world-renowned investor and stock analyst, she's the most bullish I've seen from predictions. And this is obviously just for fun, but again, I mean, this lady has amazing credentials. She has Tesla coming in at a $10,000 price point by 2030. So just some fun fact to think about here. So I really hope I've opened your eyes to how fascinating Tesla is as a huge company and not looked upon just as a car company. You see the massive Gigafactory plants being built. You see the cars and the new trucks coming out. You know the EVs is a part of their business, but it's a tiny part. Now you know they make their own chips. Now you know they have database and supercomputers coming. Now you know there's humanoid robots called Optimus coming before 2030, hopefully. And that's where you're going to see massive scaling. Price predictions are at $8,000 or $10,000. That's from the robotics of the car, the auto driving, the humanoid robots, Optimus, as well as the energy Tesla is a huge energy company. So just really look at the futuristic potential of this company and ask yourself, is this something you believe in? Is this something you feel you should invest in? I just continue to go back to what I say about looking into the future, right? Tesla is the epitome of what the future is. Tesla is the epitome of how it can make all of our lives better and more efficient and cleaner. So hopefully you've gained a lot of value from this video. I tried to keep the numbers out of it to just make it easy. If you want me to do a detailed number crunch video, then do me a favor and smash up that like button. That's a good way to let me know you enjoyed this video, and that'll allow the Google algorithm to push it out to more people. In case you don't know, Google does own YouTube, and they have an algorithm basically tied to the thumbs up, which is going to help get the video out to people who really need to see this. And I will see you guys next time. And please, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash that like for me, and I'll see you next time.